Woo! What's going on, guys? At the late show going tonight, man. Had some things I had to take care of. I was working on a video. I just wanted to get the video down right. A little bit of be dropping a video after this podcast um, uh, about just the Lions organization and about it was a little bit of a rant, just a little bit sick and tired. But I want to say, everybody, man, thanks for joining up, man. Vash in the house, what's going on? 9 Drinks, Rob Swift. Wonder what the topics will be today. Man, it's wild card weekend. We all know what happened. Did anyone else going on, Rob? Adam Woodward showed these, especially hilarious to the Stafford deniers. It was one of the best shows. I caught a little bit of that. My video kind of based off that a little bit. I didn't steal that from Adam, whatever his name is. But I wanted to do this last night after the football game, and I should have, but it's okay. I seen that I was a little overboard. Yeah, he's a little bit overboard. What's going on, 9 Drinks? Chris Cobba, what's going on? Midwest Lion, what's going on, brother? What up, though? Some breaks down the pass defense. We get to play action. Drop insanely. Shows me a lack of defensive tackle play. What's going on, everybody, man? Everybody can hear me, right? Just want to say hi to everybody, man. Hey, what's up, Micro Mike? How's it going, brother? How are you doing? I did I forgot to put it in the Voxer that I was doing this late, bro. I did throw in on Twitter the link. If anybody wants to come in, man, from the ISN crew, I did throw up the link in there if anybody's interested. What's going on, Zach J? Man, so hey, man, hey. What up, Mark? What's up, Chris Cobb? What's up, buddy? What's up, bro? How you feeling, buddy? I hope you're feeling better, dude. I'm telling you, man. I was sick for 2 weeks, bro. It wasn't a normal sickness either. I've had the flu and shit. Oops. I've had the flu and stuff. This one was crazy, man. This one was crazy, and I'm not saying, man, like, this is that, this is this, but it was just the weirdest sickness I've ever had, man. It's all good, bro. Just rest up. I'm going late anyways, man. I kind of had to. I had no choice, man. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, right? Hey, what's going on, Patty Grimes? I'm not a Stafford denier. I don't have to like them because he's on another team. Green Bay fans don't like Brett Favre when he's in Minnesota today. Yeah. Hey, man, like who you want to like. Hey, man, like who you want to like. Root who you want to root for. Like, don't let anybody tell you who the hell you need to root for. Don't let anybody tell you that. I don't need some guy telling me how my fandom is because I like Matt Stafford. Like, I like Matt Stafford, okay? I'm a Stafford guy. Was I going for the Rams last night? No, I wasn't. But I was happy for Matt Stafford. I was extremely happy. I was happy and I was sad at the same time because of how this pathetic what's going on, Tone
T? What's up, people?
Yeah. I can't hear you, brother. I think I got my computer down a little bit low. What's going on?
You can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you better. I think it's on my end, man. You good?
Yeah.
All right, man. How's it going, bro?
Going great.
Going great? That's good. How'd you like that wild card weekend?
Oh, it was crazy. I didn't expect the Patriots to get smacked like they did, but
no. That was nuts, man.
I expected everything else.
Yeah. You know what, man? I went 6-0 on everything. It was a pretty easy weekend. I always think wild card weekend's always pretty easy to predict. The only game that I was kind of going back and forth with a little bit was that Patriots Bills game. I was like, man, you know, the Belichick might pull one out here, man, in Buffalo because they did it before to them. So, uh, but other than that, man, I didn't have any problems with any of the other games. I didn't think there was going to be blowouts like there was, but wildcard weekend's always been kind of, I think, an easy bet, man. I'm kind of mad at myself because I could have made some money and I chose not to go to the store and make some bets. So I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt for that. But other than that, man, I don't know. What'd you think about that? Might as well talk about the game. What'd you think about the Rams Cardinals game, man? Like that was pretty nuts too, man, on how Arizona completely just didn't show up.
I actually fell asleep.
Yeah.
I fell asleep at some point in the game, but I saw everything important. And what I
Right.
saw was the Cardinals getting extremely smacked.
Weird.
And that was the main problem. And it kind of showed the Cardinals' biggest problem, which is now that offensive line is that. That offensive line is sketchy.
They're trash, bro.
And on defense, them corners is kind of sketchy.
A little sketchy, man. Yeah, they couldn't get it right.
And what? Not only that, Kyler, he has deficiencies. He's short, so you get pressure on him like that, it's gonna be a problem. And bigger than all that, Cliff Kingsbury is not the guy.
It doesn't seem like he is the guy, man. And they're starting to talk about it a little bit more on these sports talk shows about how Kingsbury kind of melts down in the second half and how he can adjust and all that. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's that one graph. It's a graph, and it goes all the way back to his college days.
Yeah.
And in the last 6 games of the year, his team always does worse. Always. Every single year from college to now.
Okay. Yeah, so he's got a track record, and that's not a good thing. I don't think he's in any danger of losing his job just yet, but he'll be a guy on the hot seat for 2022. That's for sure, right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the Cardinals should just go ahead and get rid of him. If there was any time to get rid of him, now is the time.
Well, wasn't there talk about him going back to college? A little bit going on during the middle of the year. I thought Oklahoma or something like that. Where did he coach at in college again? Where did he come from?
I think he went to Texas Tech. I think it was Texas Tech.
Texas Tech? Yeah, because okay.
Same school as Mahomes, I think. Yeah.
Oh, so Texas Tech then. Yeah, okay, for sure. Because I thought I heard during the middle of the year this year that there was rumors that he was rumored to be going to Oklahoma. I don't know if Oklahoma's filled their. I don't know what's going on there. I don't really follow the coaching tree over there, but
I think they got a coach now.
Yeah. Okay.
I think so.
All right. Yeah. So that was pretty crazy though, man. I don't know. That Lions, but that Rams win. That was just watching that game. The Rams were just doing everything right. They didn't have to throw the ball a ton. They ran the ball well. When they did throw, they completed everything. Stafford was like 76% completion percentage. Their defense was lights out. They stopped everything pretty much. Gave up a late touchdown. It was perfect. The perfect game by the Rams. It messed up our draft pick, but I don't really care.
That pick it ain't gonna be good anyway.
We all knew that we all knew we were picking in the 20s somewhere, anyways. So this instead of picking 23, now we dropped to 28. Could happen. We could go up to 26 after this weekend. I think Green Bay needs to lose, and I think there's a couple things that need to really happen for us to move up a couple spots. But right now we're at 28, and that's just is what it is, man. So I don't really care too much about that. But I think it was a perfect game by the Rams, man. They were playing a team like Arizona that were just kind of beat up. They kind of, they didn't really have anything going for them going into that game, man. And I don't know. It's just. I don't know if the Rams have a good shot next week against Tampa Bay. It should be a good game, though. I think. You?
Yeah, it should be a good game. Honestly, I think the Rams might win, especially. I think the Rams will win even if the Bucs are healthy. But with the Bucs' health, I don't know if anybody's heard Ryan Jensen And I think Tristan Wirfs both supposed to be game time decisions. I know Tristan Wirfs is definitely supposed to be a game time decision, and it is looking like he might not play.
Yeah, that's big too, man. Brady's
And
been.
apparently his backup is injured too. So like, wow.
Yeah, that's crazy too, man. That's yeah. The Brady needs some help there. That guy always seems to pull everything out of his behind, and comes through in the clutch. He's the one guy you really don't want to face in the playoffs is Tom Brady, but if he doesn't have a full crew, that's going to be tough for them to win, man. I think so. I think it's going to be a good game. I don't know. I'm going to pick the Buccaneers to win that game, just because I have a hard time betting against Tom Brady, and I think the Buccaneers will somehow pull that out, unless the Rams just have clicked, but can't really tell yet if they've clicked because I think they played a really bad Arizona team at the time. So who knows, man? But what'd you think about that? What'd you think about that Dallas game at the end?
And
Did you watch that?
I watched the game because at first I was missing the game. I was doing something. And then I was like, oh, let me check the score of the game. And I think the 49ers were up like 14-0. I'm like, wait, what? The 49ers are winning? I did not expect them to be winning, and especially not winning by more than a touchdown. I turn on the game and I'm like, Cowboys are getting destroyed. It is crazy. Defense was folding. Deebo Samuel was killing them. Trayvon Diggs he's still proving why he's such an elite cover corner. Man, man. Look at that coverage he played on IU. It is amazing. You never see better coverage in your life. That Cowboys defense was folding. That Cowboys offense, dear God, that old line got eaten alive. Connor Williams they got put on a missing poster the way they was tossing him around.
Yeah,
Tyron Smith wasn't playing well. Zach Martin, the whole line was not playing well. It was dropping. I remember I didn't even see this because I missed it. When Cedric Wilson caught a pass and he tried to throw a lateral and he went out of bounds, I'm like, man, this team is not.
yeah, man. They didn't look too good either. That ending was really weird though.
Yeah. Mike McCarthy is not a good coach, and Kellen Moore is overrated. I never understood the Kellen Moore hype. A lot of people was trying to hype him up as a great offensive mind. I'm like, he's okay. He's okay. Right. He did some nice things, but he has arguably the most talented offense in the league. And when it came down to actually needing a good offensive game plan, he failed to put one together.
Oh, for sure, man. At the end of that game, though, that's like Dak's got to be a little bit smarter than that, though, man. 14 seconds left, no timeouts. I understand that the sidelines were completely guarded and they tried to get a chunk play, but he's got to go down early if he's going to try a draw, which is insane to do. But if you don't have anything else going on, then I don't know. He's just got to go down early, and then he's got to know the rules, and he's got to hand the ball to the referee, not his center. So lost a couple seconds there. The play almost worked. They almost had a shot. They still would have had to have scored, obviously, but to not know the rules in that situation, though, it's pretty crazy. And then what was it? Prescott was kind of praising the fans for throwing stuff, for throwing debris.
Fans apparently were throwing stuff and crying real tears. Apparently they thought the Cowboys were going to the Super Bowl. That is tough. Apparently they was throwing stuff, a lot of stuff. You can't blame the refs for that. I mean, you got to know the rules. The ref has to touch the ball. You got to know the rules.
You just got to know the rules, man.
If anything, he should have went. He shouldn't have ran as far just to make sure you had extra time on the clock.
Yeah, man, because like Mariucci and who was it? I think it was Kurt Warner. I can't remember. It might not have been Warner. I forget who it was. Maybe it was Carr, the older Carr, David Carr. They were talking about that play, and they were like, they said what you just said. Prescott shouldn't have ran 17 yards. He should have ran 10. You should know where you are in the field, I guess. And he should have went down. And then the biggest thing was handing the ball to the center. You should know you should know the rules and not hand the ball to the center. You know that the ref has to place the ball there. So you can't really put it all on Dak, man, but he's got to know he just got to know the rules, man. It's just plain and simple. You just have to know the rules.
Yeah.
And
But in itself, it was a questionable play call anyway.
it was a questionable call. It was a dangerous. It was a risky call. It was a risky call, but I kind of understood it because nothing was open on the sidelines, and that's where they wanted to go, right?
True, but at
So
that point, if they're
what's
going
that?
to sidelines, my point would be if they're going to sidelines at that point, go to the end zone.
Yeah, I just try to. Yeah, well, it was kind of far though. It was like a 40, 50-yard throw, wasn't it? At least though, it was a big throw.
Yeah, it was like 40, 50 yards, but I
Yeah.
expect Dak to probably get it down there. And if
Well, he could
anything,
get it
San
there.
Francisco spreading out their players like that might actually put them at a disadvantage from stopping an end zone throw.
Yeah, just throw
So
it up.
that's why I was really confused why they didn't just try to go for like a Hail Mary.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So it's just saying, man, it's a learning experience. I think for Dak, still got to know where you are in the field, though. You got to know the rules, man. You can't just be handing the ball over to your center because it's just not the way it goes. Somebody was saying too. I was reading on Twitter or something like that that the referees could have called a penalty on that for delay a game.
I know that. Wow.
So I didn't know if that was a penalty or not at the moment. I don't know. Like, the referees seem to not know what's going on either because we've had some stuff going on this weekend where referees got punished and they weren't even allowed to they're not even allowed to even referee anymore during the playoffs and because of the Cincinnati game. You saw the Cincinnati thing too, what happened in Cincinnati and Raiders?
That was
I don't even first of all, that whistle shouldn't have even been blown. I don't even know why the whistle was blown. That's why I think they're getting punished. Because
they should just let it play out.
Let it play. And then Raider fans are saying that the Raider defenders heard the whistle and all like stood there. No, that ball was blown halfway
in the air. Like, it didn't change it.
It didn't change it. He was catching that ball regardless. He was catching it. I think it was Tyler Boyd. I forget who caught the touchdown. But it was just it was a bad call by the refs. Why you like even blowing the whistle for one? Burrow wasn't even close to being out of bounds. Not even close. He just made he made a great throw. And it was a nice catch too. So they got punished for it. I'm glad the NFL kind of stepped up and took some blame or whatever, or laid some punishments out. So that was nice to see. At least they kind of handled it in that situation where they just usually were just brush it off and not worry about it, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's going to be do you think right here, Michael Huck's asking a question here, do you think the 49ers could go to Green Bay and pull off another upset? I think that's one team Green Bay doesn't want to play is San Fran, but I still think Green Bay pulls it off. What do you think?
San Fran might be Green Bay's like the worst matchup, but the problem with San Fran is really going to have now is injuries. Nick Bosa got injured in that game.
Yeah.
Fred Warner got injured in that game too. So the two best defensive players got injured in that game, and their departure was missed.
Who?
And that team, their departure was missed. Like if they missed that D-line missed Nick Bosa. Now they still got after it, but Nick Bosa was causing havoc. He was causing holding calls, everything. Yeah. He was giving Leo Collins the work. And this Green Bay offensive line is going through a lot of fluctuation right now. They're changing the lineup. Apparently, I heard that the rookie, I forget his name, Josh Myers, he's probably not going to be at center. Apparently, they're moving stuff around. Bakhtiari was injured for a lot of the year.
Yeah.
I forget that Elton Jenkins was injured for a lot of the year. So it could mess up the chemistry of the offensive line. The 49ers like to run a lot of stunts. But in this situation, you just love to have Nick Bosa healthy. And same thing with Fred Warner, because you're gonna really need Fred Warner.
He's hurt too. That's right, eh? What's wrong with him? What's his injury?
It was an ankle sprain.
Wow. Okay.
So I mean, I think he'll play, but I don't think he's gonna like.
He won't be.
His movement's gonna be off.
Yeah. So that's the matchup then. That's the matchup then. It's Green Bay versus San Fran. What's the other matchups? What's the other matchups we got going on in the NFC? I can't even think, bro. Help me out.
Bucks versus Rams.
Rams versus who?
Bucks.
Bucks. Yeah, Bucks. We just talked about that. And then the AFC, it's Tennessee versus Cincinnati.
Yeah. That's
Tennessee versus Cincinnati. Possible Derrick Henry return. I don't know how that's going to happen, though. You never know.
I think he's supposed to be playing.
He's supposed to be playing.
I think.
How productive he's going to be is another question. That's a big fella, man. Early like that, run on that foot, man. They know what I mean. That's going to be legendary if he can play and be productive. I don't think Cincinnati wants to see that, to tell you the truth. But I guess, hey, you got to play who you got to play. I think Cincinnati has a great shot, obviously, to beat them. That's just a loaded offense. They're fun to watch, man. The Cincinnati Bengals, right?
Yeah, Joe Burrow is killing people. A lot of people killing that Jamar Chase. So a lot of Lions fans say they're gonna regret that pick. I don't think they're regretting that pick. I don't think they're regretting that pick at all.
No, man.
That offense is coming together.
Got them in the second round.
Yep. And that offense, and they got an actual future, unlike the Cardinals. The Cardinals will probably hit their ceiling. The Bengals, they're going on the way up. Only thing they need is the offensive line. And it's weird. We killed them for not drafting offensive line, but it's ironic that they can easily get an offensive line this next draft. It's very easy for them to get an offensive line draft. This next offensive line draft might be the deepest offensive line draft we've ever seen. So there's a really good chance for them getting. It's not that they need a whole new line. All they really need is like a right tackle.
Yeah, a couple guys, man.
Maybe left off.
Yeah. Well, that's why, I think they did give up a lot of sacks this year, though. Burrow did get beat up a lot.
Yeah, they also drafted a tackle and moved him to right guard. Apparently, he was struggling. So
Okay.
the offensive line, it ain't been that great. It's just been good enough.
Right. Yeah. Hey, man, that Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow connection's working. So they got something right there, man. And they got a high-powered offense, man. A couple pieces more away, probably. I think they're gonna beat Tennessee, to tell you the truth. So it's gonna be a fun game to watch. It's gonna be another fun round to watch. So I don't really know. What's the other AFC matchup there? Kansas City, Buffalo. That's the game I'm really looking forward to, man. That's gonna be two stud quarterbacks going head to head. It looks like the Buffalo Bills have kind of gotten clicked. Josh Allen had a phenomenal game against the New England Patriots. 5 touchdowns. Unbelievable game by the kid. They beat Kansas City earlier in the year too, I believe, didn't they?
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't remember what the score was. I don't remember how that game went. I do remember they beat them. I think that's when Kansas City was kind of
playing bad. Yeah,
kind of not firing on all cylinders. Mahomes is struggling a bit. They're trying to get that offense down pat. So it's going to be. I think that's going to be one of the most fun matchups to watch this weekend. I hope Buffalo wins. I kind of like Buffalo. I like watching Buffalo. My parents lived there, so I kind of I got a little thing for the Buffalo Bills too. I think that's going to be a fun game to watch. What do you think's going to happen in that game?
This probably the hardest game to predict because knowing what you don't know what you're gonna get out of Josh Allen. Josh Allen can be the worst quarterback in the league, or he can be the best quarterback in the league, depending on the week.
Sometimes, yeah.
That guy is insanely. He's just really inconsistent. He's like he's really like if he plays like he did against the Patriots, then they might win a Super Bowl. But the problem is he can have a game like that, and then he'll have a real stinker. He'll have like a Jacksonville or something like that. Like
yeah,
you don't really know what you're gonna get from Josh. If you get good Josh, you're gonna win. If you get bad Josh, you're gonna lose.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, man. That's going to be just a fun game to watch. So, man, I think there's going to be a lot of scoring in that game. Obviously, it's 2 high-powered offenses, two defenses that can play when in certain spots. But I think it's going to be 30 plus. A team is going to be scoring touchdowns right there. So I think it's going to be touchdown galore coming up in that game. But a lot of people here, man, are taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by Pooh Man 13 saying 2 touchdowns. We got Patty Grimes saying Tampa by 10 over the Bucks. I think he means the Rams there. I think he meant to say the Rams. That's cool. I think the Bucks lose to the Rams. You know, we got a couple different guys. So Rams beat the Bucks. I don't know, man. I don't really know, man. Back to that game, I think it's going to be a tough game. Like I said, man, it's hard to bet against Tom Brady, even though he doesn't have all his weapons. You know, Antonio Brown exit stage left the way he did what he did, and then Godwin out. You know, Mike Evans is still doing his thing. He's the man. So it's going to be, I don't know, man. I'm gonna pick the Bucks, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be a close matchup, but we'll see.
Yeah, I was watching Undisputed today, and heard Skip Bayless said that Sean McVay is actually 2-0 versus the Tampa Bay Bucks. I'm like, that's it.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
One with Jared Goff and one with Stafford. Both close games. Well, one was a field goal game, the other game was like that one.
Yeah, a win's a win, though, bro. Right? A win is a win.
Yeah.
A win is a win. So, we got Steve saying 2 words for Tone. Rashawn Slater.
Man is a dominant
He's a stud.
monster.
He is a stud.
Monster.
Had a phenomenal year. Did he make
Pro Bowl? And he might make All Pro.
Yeah.
That man is a monster.
He had a great year, man. He had a phenomenal year.
I thought it was crazy for thinking. I was like, am I crazy for thinking this guy could be not only a top 10 tackle, but I think he's better than Taylor Decker? And then I watched him play, and I was like, no, he's better than Taylor Decker already.
Oh, yeah, he's better than a lot of guys, man. He's better than a lot of guys. Like, you know what I mean? I'm still happy with the Sewell pick. I think it was, you know.
Although personally, you know, as I said, I didn't want to offer the tackle anyway. As much as I love Slater, I didn't want no tackle. And I love Slater, but I didn't want no tackle.
You didn't want him.
Neil. I could take Neil. I don't know. I could take Neil.
Neil?
Neil might be a generation time. Or he's probably the closest thing we've had to a generation time.
That's a big fella too, man. 6'7", 350.
Oh, he did make All Pro? I bet. Man, that dude.
Slater did? Slater made All Pro? Okay. I didn't know that.
That is crazy.
That's Neil? Phenomenal, man, for a rookie. It's phenomenal making All Pro. That's what matters the most is an All Pro. Pro Bowls, you know, people flood the votes with, you know, fan votes and stuff. It's not just fan votes, but Pro Bowl doesn't mean as much as an All Pro. An All Pro is where it's at. And congratulations to the big fella.
I'm glad he made it. I'm glad he made it. I always thought he was kind of underrated because a lot of people was like his ceiling isn't that high, or he's kind of not gonna get much better from here. I was like, but if he's already one of the best tackles in the NFL, does he really need to get much better from here? Like if he just made All Pro in his rookie season, you don't really need him to get much better from it, which he's gonna get better.
He's gonna get better, yeah.
You would take an All Pro at any year, let alone a rookie season.
And he didn't really drop, right? Like where did he go in the draft? Where? 18? Where?
14?
14?
14, around there.
Okay. Yeah, man. What was this thing coming out?
Darisaw was the one who dropped. He was the one who dropped.
Darisaw. Well, he struggled a bit in Minnesota with injuries and stuff too, didn't he?
Yeah. I already came back. He was playing actually like solid.
Yeah.
He was injured for a while.
Yeah,
I don't even know if Tevin Jenkins even came back.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the thing was, I remember when we were talking about Slater. I thought Slater was more pro ready than Sewell because, you know, he didn't take the year off, right? He didn't take the year off. So, and I thought he would.
No, he took a year off.
Did he take the year off?
Yeah.
The year he got drafted?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they both didn't play.
I forgot about that. So, but I didn't really know that there wasn't too many flaws of him coming out in the draft. I don't remember. I thought he was pro ready because he could play a little bit there was chances of him being possibly moved to guard. I remember them talking about maybe he can go to guard too. Not only can he play tackle, he can play guard. So I was like, oh man, maybe this kid a little more pro ready. Watch him. He's like, oh yeah, this kid's the real deal.
I never understood the guard talk because the guard talk was really
just thought he was so smart, right?
I understood the guard talk. The guard talk was basically, oh, he has short arms.
Short arms.
And I'm like, then keep that same energy with Sewell. But it's like, oh no, Sewell's so talented. I'm like, but Slater arguably has the most is the most technician of an offensive tackle we've seen in years. So if he has a technique to overcome the arm length, then what's the problem? You think Sewell's talent overcomes the arm length? Why can't Slater's technique overcome the arm length? Especially when we've seen what he did to Chase Young. People love Chase Young. Put Chase Young in a body bag twice. Once in college, once in the NFL. In the NFL, he schooled Chase Young so bad, he moved to the other side just to get Montez Sweat over there for him to do even more nothing. And Montez Sweat has really long arms. Still couldn't do that.
Yeah. I'm still happy with the Sewell pick, though. I'm still happy with it. I'm still happy with him. We got a guy that's not going anywhere anytime soon, and I think he's going to get better too. And I think he'll be making it all pro in the future. He made the all rookie team, so that's good for him, man. I thought he had a shot maybe at the Pro Bowl, but even though I don't like the Pro Bowl, but
I didn't think we really had anybody with a shot at the Pro Bowl.
Well, no,
maybe if
you win 3 games,
Ragnar played.
Right? Yeah.
I don't know if we had anybody who played good enough to make the Pro Bowl. If Ragnar played, I think he would have got in, especially because Corey Lindsey's in the AFC. Dustin hasn't been as great this year. Of course, you got the Jason Kelsey, but outside of him, I can't remember any NFC center playing at an insanely high level.
Yeah, that's true, right? So I forgot that Lindsey went to the Chargers from the Packers. So he must have had a good year. Did he have a good year in LA? Sure, he did.
LA's offensive line was really good, which is weird because they had a lot of injuries. They actually had who's the guy we had that we always used to make fun of? Yeah, he was a guard. I forget his name.
Graham? Glasgow?
Ode Ibushi. Yeah.
Ibushi. Oh yeah, he was in LA, right? He went to LA.
He was killing it for LA until he got injured. And it was kind of
Ibushi, I remember. Oh yeah, he was doing well for the Chargers. I didn't even know that, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, he was playing well, but he got injured, and that offensive line was still with injury. The right tackle from the Packers. Well, he's always injured, but Brian Bulaga, he got injured. Apparently, Slater got an injury at some point. They had some problems for a little bit.
Oh wow, yeah. So hey, man, that's crazy because we're making fun of the kid. We're making fun of Ibushi, and then all of a sudden he plays well, and gets hurt. System, maybe, I don't know. Good offense. It's a really good offense in LA too. That doesn't really hurt his chances of playing better too. You got Eckler there, and you got a phenomenal quarterback throwing the ball to a lot of weapons. So good for the Chargers, but that's another team that can't seem to get right. Anyways, man, I think they're hurting.
I think they're heading in the right direction.
They're hurting defensively though. They need run
defense. Their D line needs some help.
Yeah, man, they got to get some. Studs. I don't think they're far away though. Herbert's.
They get a Jordan Davis.
What's that?
Maybe get a Jordan Davis. He'd be perfect for the D line. He's not going to be any pass rush, but they don't really need pass rush. They just need somebody who can stop the run. That's the only thing Jordan Davis can do. That's all he knows. All he knows is stop the run.
Yeah, that's all that man can do. That dude's a load. That dude's an absolute load. I've never seen a man that big. And they say he's only what, 350?
I think he's 360.
I think he's bigger than that, bro. I've never seen. Honestly, he's one of the biggest human beings I've ever seen on a football field. I think he's bigger.
I think there was. I think there was Slayton from Florida. I think he came out at 380 as a D tackle.
380.
I think so. Oof. I think he was around 380.
I was thinking that. Yeah, 380. I was thinking 380, 400 pounds, man. Honestly, he he doesn't look like he's 340 or 350. Like he just looks 400 pounds. He's just so big, man. And he's like what, 6'8"?
I think he's 6'6".
6'6"?
6'6", long arm.
6'6", 6'7", whatever he is. It's a giant of a man. He kind of worries me a little bit about his health in the future in the NFL. Just being that big, his knees must be destroyed. You know what I mean? That would worry me.
Maybe, but I mean, you got like the Becktons. I mean, you got the Neals. They're both 6'7", 360 plus.
Yeah, well, Becton's been hurt though, hasn't he? The last 2 years.
He got injured this year. He got injured at the beginning of the year, but that's all he's really had.
Yeah.
Neal hasn't had anything.
Worries me a bit.
Now Trent Brown, he's 6'8", 380. He's had injury problems.
From the Raiders, right?
Well, he's on the Patriots now, but yeah, he's had some injury problems.
He was on the Raiders, wasn't
he? Yep, he was on the Raiders, but he's gone. They got rid of him because of the injury problems.
Yeah, man, that's a big fella, man. That is a big boy. To say stuff like that worries me, man. Like, has he been banged up too? Obviously, Trent Brown.
Oh yeah, he's been really banged up.
Yeah,
that was the reason the Raiders let go of him because of injury. That was the only reason they let go of him. It wasn't even because of play. It was because of injuries. And he had a big contract. I think he's actually about to be a free agent.
Yeah, oh really? I don't know, man. I don't know if Lions fans want to get him, or is he's strictly a tackle? Obviously,
he could probably play guard, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's ever done it. But he's been an NFL tackle most of his time. He played left tackle and right tackle, so there's that.
Oh yeah, I remember that in 1999 first round pick. Lions took Aaron Gibson, 6'6", 410. Yeah, and that was a complete debacle. I remember that, Nick. That was absolutely a debacle. He was always beat up, hurt. Yeah, that's too big. 410 pounds, man. I remember that pick very, very well. And King James saying, would you trade back with Atlanta for Ridley in a second-round pick? Hopefully Hamilton drops to 8. I don't think I'm going to trade for Ridley. I don't really know. I don't know what his health is right now. I know that he obviously, we all know that he took a break from football this year for mental health reasons, and don't know if he's coming back to football. I haven't really heard anything about his rehab or about what's going on with him mentally. But I don't know if I would really make a trade for him. If he was healthy, sure, but I don't think this regime's going to be doing stuff like that, man.
Yeah, what do you think? I don't know if you trade for him unless he wants to actually come to the organization. Now his situation is a little weird. Because I actually saw some stuff on it, and it was talking about the fact that coincidentally, the time he went out with his mental issues, apparently he missed just enough time so the Falcons can exercise his 5th-year option.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And so it looked like mental issues or not. He just right now he does not want to be an Atlanta Falcon.
Yeah, I did hear that. I did hear that he doesn't want to be in Atlanta. I did hear that. So
I don't know.
Atlanta, why would he want to be? Yeah. You know what I mean? If he doesn't want to be in Atlanta, why would he want to be here? He probably wants to go to at least a contender, but I don't know. I just don't know where his mindset is right now. So I'm not giving up a high draft pick for him. Not right now. I don't think we're ready to really fully do something like that. So that's insane. Rob Swift, one of my favorite Lions players ever was Jerry Ball. I don't know how much he weighed, but I bet he was over 380.
Actually, speaking of large human beings, there is a tackle in this draft. Like Daniel Bale. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He goes to Minnesota. He's like 6'9", 380.
Oof. Yeah. 6'9", 380.
Yep.
And he's an offensive tackle for who? For Minnesota Golden Gophers?
Yep.
Man. Where's he projected to go?
think he's supposed to be a second round pick.
Really? That's a big boy, man. That is a big human
I
being.
think he's at the Senior Bowl. I don't know. No, wait. Yeah, I think he is at the Senior Bowl.
At the Senior Bowl? Yeah.
I think so.
Are we coaching him up?
I don't know. I didn't check the roster like that.
I haven't even seen the roster. The only thing I know, we're coaching the East, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And the only thing I've seen, correct me if I'm wrong here, the quarterbacks, Malik Willis, Sam Howell, and I don't know who the third guy is. I don't know who the third guy is, but I know we got a couple quarterbacks that were, especially Sam Howell, that's supposed to be the number 1 overall pick coming into this year. If anybody remembers that, but it didn't happen. And a lot of his weapons left for the NFL. And I think he ended up having an okay year, but nothing to where he's going to be a first-round pick or a first top 2-3 pick. I think he still could go in the first round, Sam Howell, but I just don't know where he's going to go in the first round. He could drop to the second, though, too. So I don't even really know. But I'm trying to figure out who that third quarterback is that Dan Campbell and stuff are going to be coaching up. I guess Deuce Staley is going to be the head coach, though, eh?
Yeah.
Did you hear all that? That they're just like Dan Campbell is just going to be like a consultant or whatever the hell it is. I think he made Deuce Staley the head coach, and then I don't know who the other one, the assistant head coach. Was it Aaron Glenn or was it somebody else? I forget. I completely forget, man. But I haven't even looked at that roster for the Senior Bowl, man. So I have to take a look at that. I got so much to look at. I haven't had any time to do anything, so I don't even know, man. Yeah, Jerry Ball was 330. I didn't think he was 380. That was huge. He was short. Jerry Ball was short, like 6 foot, if you know what I mean, 6'1" or something like that. So being 380 pounds, that would have been kind of nuts, man. But he was fun to watch too. He was a wrecking ball, literally, at that size. So I don't know, man. What's everybody got to say here? Well, I think somebody wanted to like your take on the linebackers and safeties in the draft. Well, hey, man, I don't think the linebackers are as deep as a lot of people think they are. Safeties is kind of the same thing too. There's a handful of linebackers, handful of safeties. They got their top guys, obviously, and they got their bottom tier guys. But who do you like in this draft? Obviously, you like Kyle Hamilton. You like the top guys like the Kobe Dean and Lloyd. Is anybody else that you like there, Tom?
I do like Christian Harris. I don't know if that's just the Alabama fan in me.
Yeah,
I like what he could be. I think he could be kind of similar to like
he's
how
bigger than I thought he was too. He's a little bit bigger than I thought he was too.
He's like 6'3", 240.
Yeah, I thought he was smaller. For some reason, when I watch him play, he doesn't look that big. I don't know, maybe because he just flies all over the place, but he doesn't look that big. But then when I saw his size, I'm like, oh, he's a pretty big kid. 6'3", 240, 6'2", whatever he is. So tell me more about Harris and why you like him.
I think he's kind of like, I was about to say Micah, but I guess like maybe Jared Davis would be a better comparison. But like, he's not as inept in coverage as Jared Davis was. Like Jared Davis just went coverage easily, guys wide open.
He's just terrible. Yeah.
Yeah. But he's kind of like Jared Davis, big guy, flies around, can take on blockers, can be a blitzer. He's not great in coverage, but he's good enough.
Right.
I really like the talent he could be. I think he has the talent to be a high tier linebacker. He hasn't put it all together yet, but sometimes with a linebacker, you got to take a chance.
Yeah, you got to take a chance, man. I actually like him a lot, though. I actually like Christian Harris, man. Those Alabama players, man, they're pretty good. So he'd be the guy that I'd actually take a look at. He could slip to the second round too, right? Could be a guy.
Yeah, I think he's probably like late first, early second. Yeah. There's a chance he could go. He could probably like solidify as a first because when he tests out, he's going to test out well.
He's going to test well.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, Zach J is asking Mark, can you elaborate more on this Deuce Staley head coach comment? Yeah, it's just it's a new rule. I think Patty Grimes saying it right here. It's a new rule where Dan Campbell, he's letting his assistant coaches be the coaches. It just gives them experience, just like Patty Grimes is saying. Yeah, like so Deuce Staley is going to be the head coach, and then somebody else is the assistant head. I forget who he anointed a couple of his coaches higher than him. I don't even know what Dan Campbell's even coaching there. Do you know, Tom? Is he just more like a consultant, kind of?
Not.
Yeah.
I
So
know
I
he's
remember
not
reading.
coaching.
I remember reading about it like 2 weeks ago or a week ago, and they said like, yeah, he's going to be like the third, fourth guy in charge. It's like he's letting Deuce run the show, and then he anointed someone else like assistant head coach. I don't know if it was Aaron Glenn. I don't know if it was. It might have been. No, I think it was. Who's the DB coach? I can't even think, man. Who's our DB coach?
Oh man, I do not know.
The guy that freaks out all the time. The guy that goes nuts. That was yelling at Akuda. Remember?
Yeah, I remember that, but I forget his name.
Let's try to get
Aubrey
that
Pleasant?
name.
Is that his name?
Who?
Is it Aubrey Pleasant?
Aubrey Pleasant, man. Yeah, Aubrey Pleasant. He got anointed to something too, like assistant head coach too, like defensive coordinator. I think Aubrey Pleasant is going to be defensive coordinator. So it gives these guys experience, just like Patty Grimes is saying. We got a $4.99 super chat from Tom Smith. I've never seen you in here, brother. Thanks for joining the chat. I appreciate it a lot. And my man Tom Smith is asking, do you think the Lions can make a wild card next season? Woo! Tone, what do you think?
I mean, they could. I mean, the Eagles made it.
Yeah.
Now, you kind of need a situation that allows you to do that. For example, I heard apparently the Eagles did not beat a team with a winning record all year.
Yikes.
So,
it happens.
So, so I guess
you won what, 9 games though?
Yeah, they went like 9 and 8. If you get an easy enough schedule, then we can make it. The Vikings are gonna experience some turnover. I don't know who the Bears head coach is gonna be. I mean, who knows what they're gonna be doing?
Yeah, our schedule looks favorable, right?
Yeah,
but
I mean, if the Bears get a good head coach, they could be a problem. But like the Vikings isn't a problem, and it seems like Rodgers is gonna stay in Green Bay. Unless they have like some kind of epic Cowboys level meltdown where the whole team just doesn't show up, I think he's probably gonna stay in Green Bay.
Yeah, you know what? I'm starting to feel he's staying too. I got that feeling. If they lose maybe this weekend, maybe there's a chance he leaves. You know, he just takes his ball and runs and goes home. But I'm with you, man. I just have a feeling that man's staying in Green Bay. They're gonna figure something out. They're gonna figure out how to keep Devontae there. I don't know. I just got a bad feeling. I don't want him to stay, but and then again, you know, I guess he's fun for the North, but he's more of a deterrent. Anyways, man, he's a pest. But he's one of the best, man. He's one of the best at what he does. But Pooh Man here says Flores might be coaching the Bears next season. They will have a strong D. Yeah, they will have that strong D, man. That's for sure. But I don't know, man. Flores is just I'm not hearing good things about him actually being a good person. He's just not a very nice guy. They say it's not even his coaching ability. His coaching ability is good. He's a good coach. They say it's just he got fired from Miami for the way he is as a person. He's just not an easy guy to work with. You say he's fights with his players too much and fights with management. Just he's a little bit of a my way or no way type of guy. So sounds like a tyrant. You know what I mean? To me, like if anything, hey, bring him to Chicago. If he's that type of guy and he's going to spread that cancer around, I welcome it. I don't know, man. I know me and you were kind of talking back and forth a little bit, towing on the Voxer that one day. And you got different feelings about Flores. You like him, right?
Yeah, I like Flores.
Yeah. Coach. But
yeah, ironically, I thought Flores was one of the actually only good things happening in Miami. He was like the only good thing happened in Miami, in spite of their GM, which is ironic that they chose their GM over him when their GM has done such a horrible job. But
Yeah.
yeah, but it basically in Miami it came down to didn't get along with the ownership, but it really came down to he didn't get along with the GM and Tua. So it was basically
So the GM,
GM,
so the owner must love Tua.
yeah, they're all in on Tua.
Hmm.
And he didn't want Tua in the first place. He
Right.
wanted Herbert.
He wanted
So
Herbert. Yeah. Yeah.
he
Yeah.
was never in on Tua. He's still not in on Tua. So it basically came down to Tua and the GM of
Yeah.
Florida.
Wow.
And and they chose Florida and they chose Tua and the GM. Is
Because I
that a
always
good
thought,
decision? Yeah.
yeah, because I always thought that the owner, Stephen Ross, whatever his name is, I always thought he was trying to be one of the guys trying to get Watson over to Miami too. But was that just Flores?
I think he wanted Watson too, but he also wanted Watson. He wanted Watson's whole situation to be
Gone.
settled.
Yeah,
And the problem is that's not gonna happen.
it's not happening right now.
No. And then
Hmm.
yeah, so that basically it. And yeah, so they basically chose the GM and Tua over Flores. It also means I don't know what's going on with Watson because what the only reason Watson wanted to come to Miami, Miami was his number one destination for one reason, Brian Flores.
Flores. Okay.
So I don't know what they're gonna do in Miami. They got an interesting situation there. Their drafting has not been that great.
Well, I
They got
hope.
a lot.
Yeah.
They got a lot of stuff to improve on, and that team is not very young. Devontae Parker is not young. Mike Gesicki needs a contract. Offensive line is horrendous. Their first round pick from a year ago, Austin Jackson, they've already moved him to guard. They've already accepted that he's not a good tackle, which
That's
should tell
right.
you something about him. This situation is just not looking good. I don't know what Flores is going to go. Apparently, most teams view him as the number one coaching candidate on the market, which somebody said on Twitter. I think it was Brett Coleman. When you fire your head coach, they become the number one coaching candidate. It probably should tell you something, which is you made a bad decision.
Yeah.
I don't. Him going to the Bears would be interesting. But I think the Bears need an offensive head coach. Um,
Yeah. For Fields,
what? Yeah. Who's the Buffalo guy? Is it
Dabble.
Dable? Yeah, Brian Dable. I
Yeah,
think they need him.
he's a hot.
He's
He's a
one.
hot
Yeah,
take.
yeah, they need him. I think he could really help out Fields. Brian Dable was one of the reasons you saw the explosion of Josh Allen because Josh Allen is very similar to Justin Fields. I mean, Fields is
Right.
better coming out of college, but the biggest problems are they can't really read defenses that well. But Dable was just schemed it up so well for Josh. Now Chicago
Yeah.
probably losing A Rod,
Yeah.
so who knows what's really going on with that. But I think him working with Fields would be a nasty combination.
Yeah. That should be interesting, man. I don't know. I'm more of the type of guy, man. Like I think it's great that you can be a head coach, like a good coach, but you have to be able to work with people. If you can't work with people, bro, especially in the NFL, you're not going to be a head coach for long. You could be a coordinator because you know what I mean. You can be a coordinator, and I think he's a great coordinator. But everything I read about Flores is that he's impossible to work with. So
Yeah.
you
Although
can't
I will
argue with
say
the guy.
this,
Like if you can't settle something with the man, and he's got one thing on his mind, and everyone else has got something else. I even read the last thing I read about Flores was I heard an interview. It was a podcast. I forget who it was, but it was a couple of guys that were on Miami. They were on the Miami coaching staff. They were like, Florida. They're like Brian would go for like a month and not even talk to us. Like he wouldn't even say words to us. He wouldn't even talk about stuff. Like he wouldn't even like go over game stuff. We didn't know what was going on in his head. We had to plan everything out. It was really weird. Like he went all silent on them, man. Like I think that was the nail in the coffin. He just wasn't communicating. You can't do that in the NFL, bro.
yeah, their relationship
Oh,
probably broke now.
I don't know.
Here's what I
So
will say though. I
change
think
your ways, bro. Change your
yeah,
ways. A
here's what
little
I
bit.
will say. Yeah, but here's what I will say. I think the amount of teams coveting him kind of tells me that whatever happened in Miami, majority of teams don't think he's bad enough to not hire him as their
True.
head coach.
Let's see if he gets a head coaching job, though. You know, there could be a lot of teams coveting you, bro, but doesn't mean you're going to get that job. I think
I'm
he'll
not.
get another job in the NFL again. I just don't know if it's going to be a head coach. I have a feeling he's going to get a coordinator job. I just have a feeling. I could be
I think
wrong.
he'll get a head coach job. I mean,
Yeah. Where
especially
though? Chicago? Minnesota?
maybe Denver.
What do you
I don't
think?
know. I
He's
mean,
not going to go to
Chicago
Houston.
does love defensive head coaches, but maybe
Yeah.
they finally decide
It'll be
trying to
interesting.
get. Maybe they finally decided trying to get Fields
It'll be interesting.
a good offensive line. So
Yeah. C's asking too. Do either you want to draft a quarterback this year? I would sell the farm to get CJ Stroud in 2023. Well, you know, I'm sure CJ Stroud is going to be a top 5 pick next year. You know, maybe even better. We'd have to be garbage again. I have a feeling that we're not going to be a good team again next year coming up. I still think we're going to struggle. I think we'll be a little bit better. I don't know. I'm not going to say how many wins I think just yet, but CJ Stroud, we'd have to be I believe, a top 3 team. So, but do I want to draft a quarterback this year? You know what, man? I'm all for taking a developmental quarterback that could possibly take over. I'm still not sold on Goff. I love the way Goff played at the end of the year for the last 4 or 5 weeks. That's still not enough for me, though. It was great that he did that, and he instilled a lot of confidence in some fans. Hopefully, as some of his teammates and his coaches. I don't really know what's going on in his coaches' heads. I don't know what they're thinking. They might take a quarterback earlier than we like. So I'm okay with grabbing a quarterback. I don't really have a name for you. I had Malik Willis earlier, months ago. I don't know if I have him anymore up top there. Don't really know just yet, but I'm okay with him taking one. I just don't really have a name. Well, you, Tone, what are you thinking about the question that C's asking?
I think you should still go for QB this year. You can get one.
Yeah.
Developmental guy for me it's either really Willis or Ritter, preferably Willis. Very similar players. Willis is better with better tools too. I think going for QB next year would be nice, but the problem is I don't think we're getting Bryce, and I don't think we're getting Stroud. So maybe the best chance might be Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson? Okay.
So I mean that might be Anthony Richardson. There's a guy maybe Grayson McAllister. I don't know where he's projected to go. I think there's a guy from Boston College, Phil Jurich or something like that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know where the QB class is ranked yet. But I think if you really want to get a toolsy guy, talented guy, and I don't think you're gonna get the Bryces of the world or the CJ Stroud. Your best chance might be Anthony Richardson. I don't know where Rattler's gonna go. I don't know if he's coming. He's probably gonna come out.
Yeah. Where did he go again? Where did he transfer to?
He
Rattler?
went to South Carolina.
He went to South Carolina. You think that was a good move for him?
No.
No? Okay.
Not at all.
Oh, why is that? Not a good offense?
No. I mean, well, first of all, if I was a QB, the last place I'm really SEC is not the greatest place for QBs to go.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest place for QBs to go. It's still kind of more of a defensive conference. If I would have went anywhere, if I was him, I would have probably tried to go to Kentucky. Kentucky's really been airing out the ball this year. They also got their offensive coordinator. He's from the McVay tree. They've had the most success they've had like in recent years. So if you're gonna go SEC, I go Kentucky. But I probably would have. I mean, maybe Georgia. I know they're trying.
Nice.
I know they're trying to get Archie Manning.
Oh, they're trying to get. Oh, yeah. I heard he made. I thought he already said that he wanted to go to Alabama. Manning.
Yeah, apparently Kirby Smart went to his basketball game or something.
Oh, really? Okay.
Georgia's really heavily covered him now. If Bryce
it'll be a bidding war. It'll be a bidding war.
Yeah, I think he probably goes to Bama though. I think he's gonna look at what happened with Mac Jones, what happened with Jalen Hurts, what happened with Tua, and go. If I go to Alabama, I'm gonna be a top quarterback. Definitely
a top quarterback because they're wide receiver university. They're wide receiver man. So
yeah, and not only that, they've had I mean, it would be their last few top 5-star quarterbacks. It would be Tua going number 4. And it would be Bryce going either number 1 or number 2. So
Right.
it would
Yeah.
be like their track record with 5-star quarterbacks is top 5 pick.
Wow. Yeah. So it probably makes more sense for him. I've never seen 1 second a video of him though. I only saw the one thing where where he was at a camp and he made this beautiful throw, but it was like there was no pads, no helmets, or nothing like that. I haven't seen him play. Have you seen him play like at
I
all?
have not. No,
I'd like to watch him. I don't even know how big the kid is really. I
no.
don't even know. Is he
Although I think one thing that maybe could affect it, Peyton went to Tennessee.
Tennessee? Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like if he had to choose between him going to Georgia or Alabama, I think he might choose Alabama.
Yeah. Yeah.
If he had any input, I think he'd rather go for Alabama than Georgia.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Alabama wouldn't be a bad spot for him to go, man. So, like I said, it's wide receiver U over there. It's football U, anyways. They got everything
Offensive
going.
line,
So
you basically offense you
everything,
right now.
everything U, man. For that, O line U, quarterback U, man. They got everything. Wide receiver U, linebacker. They got it all, Alabama. We know that. So, but that'll be interesting to see where Manning goes. Archie Manning, right? Whose kid is he again? He's not Peyton's.
No,
Whose kid is he?
I think he's Eli.
Is he Eli's kid?
I forget. I know he's not Peyton's. I know he's not Peyton.
Oh, maybe he's the third one. Maybe he's
I
the
think
third
he's the
brother.
third one. He's either Eli's or he's the third one.
Yeah,
He's either one of those two.
yeah. So that'll be interesting. Yeah. So yeah, here it is. His grandfather and uncle went to Ole Miss. Yeah. So his uncle's Eli. So his
Yeah.
uncle's Eli and
Yeah, they both went to Ole Miss. Peyton went to
yeah.
Tennessee.
Cooper Manning. Yeah, Cooper Manning's the dad.
Yeah.
Cooper Manning's the dad. That's the third guy.
It's probably gonna be an SEC team. It just comes down to I guess Georgia
Right.
or Tennessee. I mean Georgia or Alabama.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So just another Manning, man. Another Manning in the NFL. So that'd be fun to watch one day. Then watch him tear up in the university and watch him succeed probably in the NFL like his uncles. So that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool, man. What else we got going on here, boys?
I don't know, Patty. I wouldn't want to go to Miami.
What's he
Miami can play football.
I'd rather go to the University of Miami. You have the bench and nightlife. They have a good program, so they're going to go. Yeah, man, it's a good nightlife, that's for sure.
But I don't know about good program. Miami hasn't done anything significant
In a long time.
Nope,
None
at all. They was ranked last year. That was pretty much it. They were ranked coming in this year. Then they got smacked by Bama. Then they lost like 2 to 3 other games. And they went unranked again.
Yeah.
Miami was a good program. They are no longer a good
program.
It
wasn't like a while. Bro, they had some studs coming out of that school, man. Back in the day.
2000s, man, Miami.
They had some
on top of college football. Problem is now on the bottom. And they're not even and they're in a weak conference too, and they still can't do anything.
Well, who was supposed to be the quarterback that everybody was saying keep an eye on?
From which school? Miami.
From Miami. Like for this year.
I mean, he wouldn't nobody to keep an eye on.
Somebody, no, but I just heard like
De'Aaron King. Yeah,
De'Aaron King. Yeah, okay. I remember people were saying just keep an eye on this kid. This kid's going to be special. I haven't really watched any tape. I don't think I can't remember the last time I watched a Miami Hurricane football game, to tell you the truth. So I don't know a lot about him.
Can't blame you. They don't do nothing good.
They don't do any good, right? Is he still the quarterback this year, 2022?
I think he.
Or is he coming out?
I don't know what's happening with him because I know he left Houston and came there. Maybe he stays another year, which I mean he would be like 25.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works, but if anybody doesn't know, the COVID year gave everybody 1 extra year of eligibility. So I think he can play another year if he wants to.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I don't even know if he's coming back. Don't know nothing about the kid. I haven't like I said, I haven't really watched any Miami football in really a long time, man. Like I know when what's his name came out from the Buffalo Bills last year, that defensive Russo,
Greg Russo.
Gregory Russo. I tried to watch some tape on him. Didn't really watch too many. Didn't really watch any like really because I would have had to watch a couple years back because he opted out too.
Yeah.
But
They were draft prospect.
I haven't really watched too much.
Haven't heard anything about him in months. I wonder why.
Yeah, he hasn't done much, man. I don't think he doesn't start in Buffalo. I know that.
And they need pass rush.
They need a pass rush. He started off hot at the beginning of the year. He started off good. He was getting some playing time, and then all of a sudden he kind of fell to the wayside. So I don't know, man. Maybe he got hurt. I really haven't heard nothing about him.
Or, and this is my theory, he played Austin Jackson. That's my theory.
Or what?
Austin Jackson.
They played Austin Jackson instead?
He went against Austin Jackson, and that's my theory. He went against Austin Jackson, killed him, and then I didn't hear anything about him since.
Yeah, who knows, man? Well, he's a guy that's going to need some grooming. He's going to need some developmental.
Yeah, Rob is right. Miami is crazy with Jimmy.
Oh yeah, Jimmy, man. That's when they had Michael Irvin. That's when they had Michael. They were crazy. I remember there was a book. There was a book about the Miami Hurricanes that's out there on how that school was literally run by the football players. Like they had like Andre Rison, I think, went there. Man, back in the day, who else? They were like shooting off guns and stuff like off their balconies, man. Like shooting guns in the air and not getting in trouble. All the football players, man, like lighting fires, just like destroying the campus, and they would like just get away with murder. There's a book out there. I have to find it. I know my buddy has it. It's just about the chaos that was going on during the Miami Hurricane days, man, with them just getting away with pretty much anything they wanted to because they were football players. I think Greg Olson had he's from Miami. I'm pretty sure he was a Miami Hurricane too. The tight end. Yeah, they had a ton of guys that came out.
I think they had Ed Reed too.
Ed Reed. Oh yeah, man. Ray Lewis, right?
Yeah.
I forgot. You can't forget about Ray. So, Andre Rison went to Michigan State. Oh yeah, okay. Why did I say Rison then? Why did I say Rison? He's in that book though. He's in that book that I'm talking about, and it's about the Miami Hurricanes. I don't know why I brought his name up, but I know he's in that book. I have to find that book. It's a very good book, and I read it years and years ago. And my friend has it. I have to get my hands on that book again. Those kind of books are fun. So,
I get what you're saying, Patty. But
what's Patty saying?
About good coaches, about Alabama before Nick Saban. Right before Nick came, they had some sanctions too. I think they lost. Well, Nick lost like an entire season of wins. They had some problems going on in Alabama. 2000s to 2010s, SEC had a lot of scandals. But he turned it around. But he also went to Alabama. That is a prestigious organization, just as Miami. We can't forget forget the guy. Arguably the greatest college football coach ever. Forget his name. He was killing it with Alabama in the 60s. I think it was 60s. I forget his name. Skip Bayless always talks about it. Always. Because every time he talks about Nick Saban, he always goes like, well, he's the second best Alabama coach ever, which is not true. He was the first, but.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, man. I can't remember his name either. Back in the 60s, right? You said?
Yeah, I think it was the 60s. I forget his name, but
it might have even been before that.
I think it was 60s and 50s.
Was it 60s? I'd have to look that up. I can't think about that right now. So, yeah, that team started with the Blades brothers. Yeah, that's right, man. Benny Blades went there too. His brother went there. Miami. Oh yeah, man, for sure. Good times, man. But we've been doing this for about an hour, 9 minutes, man. I didn't want to go too long today. Kind of was a last minute thing. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get on today You guys got anything else to say, man? Any questions? Ask him in the thing. I'll go for another few minutes. And then I got to go back upstairs and put my little girl to bed. If not, man, you got anything to say, Tone?
The Lions are taking Evan Neal in the draft. So accept it now.
Who are they taking?
Evan Neal.
Evan Neal, the tackle.
I've
Okay,
been hearing a lot of people say
if we're going to take
player
him,
available.
if we're going to take him, are we trading Decker? Is that
I
what you're
think they
thinking?
could trade Decker. But I meant to bring this up before because I've heard Mike say he was okay with taking best player available. And I meant to ask, well, what if the Lions think Evan Neal is the best player available?
They might, right? They might. Yeah, they might, man. They might think he is, but I still think they're going defensive end. You know, I don't, and I think if Thibodeau's there, I think he's a Detroit Lion. That's just my take right now. That's who I want, obviously, but I don't think they're ready to trade Decker yet. So I don't know.
They need to get ready to trade Decker, get rid of him.
He's
injury prone now.
He's been getting hurt. Yeah, he's been getting hurt the last year.
Who's your left tackle of the future? Because I saw somebody in Mike's stream say, well, no, they drafted Sewell to be a right tackle. So you're trying to tell me they spent the top 10 pick on a right tackle, on a guy who played left tackle through his whole college career. And they played him at left tackle this year.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know what they're thinking about. We don't know what
let me say this, but
the thing is. The thing
probably
is,
who probably wants to get paid as a left tackle when he hits free agency, right? So they're gonna
probably, yeah,
exactly. So they're gonna be either paying him and there's gonna be a bunch of teams wanting to pay him at left tackle.
Right.
You think the Lions are gonna pay him left tackle money to play right tackle? Or are they gonna try to, or is he the left tackle of the future? That's what makes more sense in my mind. He's the left tackle of the future.
Yeah, I know, but man, I think we need defense a lot worse than that, man. I think we need a lot worse than that. I think we need like more than that. I got no problems. I got no problems with Evan Neal. Zero. None. Like, you know what? The kid's a stud. Probably the best offensive tackle to come out in a while, in a long time. Might even be better prospect than Slater and Sewell coming out, right? Might be.
He's better than Sewell.
Better than Sewell, but he might have been better. He might be better than Slater.
Honestly, man, give me
right?
Honestly, man, give me a room for Slater. I'm not gonna lie. His talent, his ceiling is too high.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. The way that kid moves for a 6'7", 350, 360-pound kid is just, it's off the charts. Like his feet is unreal. His arms are insane, long. Like it just.
And I understand wanting defense. And my only argument would be if your whole offense right now is basically running the ball. And a lot of people are questionable about getting wide receiver in this current free agency without the injuries. So if your whole game plan is going to be run the ball, then put all your resources right now into running the ball. It's not like you can't eventually put all resources into defense. You got next draft. You got other guys. It's not like it's not like there won't be another Thibodeau. Matter of fact, there already is a guy who's better than Thibodeau. So and coming out next year. So
yeah, well, yeah, but if you're gonna, if yeah, okay, it's Will Anderson. That's what you're thinking of, right?
Yep.
But again, you're gonna have to be in the top. You're gonna have to be top 3 to get Will Anderson, right?
Yeah, you would.
100%.
He might go number 1.
He might go number 1. That's what I'm saying. Like,
that's how
you're gonna have to be. You're gonna have to be terrible again. Like, we're going to be. I don't think we're going to be good next year. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think we're going to be top 3, top 4 bad next year. I think we're going to somehow win a few more games, obviously, than we did this year.
Yeah.
I don't have a number just yet, but everyone says wait on this, wait on that. Like everyone's saying in the chat, you have to wait. You have to wait. You can't build Rome in a day. I get that, Rob Swift, but we're not trying to build Rome in a day. I'm not saying you have to build Rome in a day, but you got to get the best available, man. And like, waiting on guys, I think it's not a reality because we don't know how we're going to be the following year, right?
Nope.
We don't know how we're going to be the following year. So it's like, if we could say, yeah, wait on Will Anderson. Let's wait on CJ Stroud, Bryce Young. Let's wait on a quarterback. We don't know how we're going to be next. What if we fall into 8 wins? Like, what if we somehow do that? Then we're going to be like, well, we ain't getting Bryce. We're not getting Bryce Young. We're not getting Will Anderson. We're not getting those guys. So
I trade up
I
at
don't
that.
know. I just think Thibodeau. I think Thibodeau's a special kid. I think he brings a different a different kind of feel to the game. I think he's he shouldn't talk as much as he does on on those videos that he's been talking, but
Yeah.
he's
Also, I
been good.
understand what you're saying, Patty, but I don't think that's the same situation. Well,
What's he
Slate
saying?
wanted to leave. And not only that, we didn't get much of Slate. We only got like a third round pick, right?
Yeah,
Versus
and it's not
not
like
only
we're
that,
just getting rid of a guy. We're trading. We're getting draft capital, right? So we're not just getting rid of him. We're getting some type of capital.
yeah.
I
And
understand.
also, yeah. And also, offensive line, cornerback, completely different scenarios. Because at the end of the day, we're gonna be trading Decker eventually anyway. If most people agree that Sewell's the left tackle of the future,
Yeah,
Decker's probably gonna get traded anyway. You're probably gonna have a brand new unit because you're already gonna be getting rid of the big V. We don't know. Anybody knows if we can 100% committed to Jonah. And my point is, offensive line is very committed. It's very predicated on guys being connected, guys playing together, having chemistry. My point is, get you some guys who going to get some chemistry now. That's why they want Big V to play this season. Get some young guys in there, develop the chemistry on their own, so you don't have to worry about it going into next season or the future.
yeah, 100%, man. Yeah, absolutely, man. It's just all about building, man. It's all about building. And then Patty Grimes sitting here saying, if Goff wins a playoff game for the Lions next year, will you be just as happy as you were tonight for Stafford?
No.
I'll be ecstatic. I'll be absolutely ecstatic if we can win a playoff game. I'll be happy for the Lions, man. It's just not, you know what I mean? I'll be happy for the big time for the Lions, and then
I hate it.
hopefully Goff, and if he wins a playoff game with this team, then maybe he is the future. I just don't know.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. Like,
He
are we
wins
going
a
to put all
game, they
our
go
eggs
to
in it?
he's
Are
the
we going to put all
future.
our eggs in that basket, man? I would love for him to be the guy. I really would. This is not a Stafford thing either, man. It's just I'm just happy for Stafford because this organization couldn't do anything for him for 12 years. They and then he goes 1 year removed from here. He not only wins a playoff game, he gets the most wins. I think 12 was the most he's ever had as a member of a team. So we got that. Still talks of MVP race. He's not going to win the MVP. I think it's going to be Brady. But he's talks of it. And then he just did a lot of good things. And it was a good team win for Stafford. It was a team effort by the LA Rams. We never had that. We never. He dropped back 17 times. That's unheard of. I went back and I'm kind of doing a spoiler because I just did a video on this. You go look at Stafford's career logs, and you tell me how many times he dropped back 17 times in a game and won. I'll give you a hint on what it is. It's zero. That's the hint. It's absolutely zero. He was always throwing the ball 30, 40.
Yeah. A lot of people talk about the 2014 year, which I always say that
Yeah.
team was destined to never win anything. It was a playoff team. It was going to be a playoff team. Wasn't a Super Bowl contender. It lacked everything you need on offense to be a Super Bowl contender.
It's just crazy, Tone. And Patty Grimes saying the Rams will be a top 10 pick next year. Okay. Why?
And I'm the next president of the United States.
Who's leaving? Who's leaving? If you know who's leaving, is Aaron Donald leaving? Is Jalen Ramsey leaving?
Well, praise
Odell Beckham, maybe he'll leave. Robert Woods is back, I think. Cooper Kupp.
I need
Stafford.
the whole team to leave. I need that pick to be good.
I would love for it to be a top 10 pick, but how is it going to be? Like, do you know what their contract is, Tone? Like for some of the players? Are some guys leaving? I don't know what their current contract is.
I know Donald is signed for like at least another 3 years.
Donald is?
Same with Ramsey.
I could see Whitworth retiring. I think he already said he is.
Yeah, he's the question mark. Vaughn, of course, only doesn't have. He's not on a contract for next year.
Neither is
Neither
Odell.
is Odell. Yeah, Robert Woods, I think is. I think Cooper Cup only has like one more year today, 1 to 2 more years. So most of the guys on a contract.
Yeah, so I don't see how they're going to be a top 10 pick next year. I hope you're right, Patty Grimes. Like, I don't know, man. Unless you know something that I don't know, because I think I feel like their whole team's coming back. Obviously, man, they got some turnover. They had some turnover this year. They had some turnover. They had 4 or 5 guys, key guys that I thought left this year. Some pretty good defensive players actually went to some different teams. So
All the Rams are proven to do is prove that all you need is a defensive scheme. All you need is Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey. That's all you need. Everything else will fall into place.
everything will just fall into place, man. You get some fillers, right? You get fillers in there, to back up these fellas, and then they're just. I don't see them. I don't see them being a top 10 pick unless they have a complete meltdown. I don't even
I
know.
also agree with Go Lions. I think fans just want to see Stafford fail. I think they want to see the narratives.
They do.
I think a lot of people think. I think a lot of people want.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people form narratives about him that they just want so hard to be true. Because honestly, I've been seeing a lot of Lions fans talk more about Stafford than I see them talk about the Lions, or I see Rams fans talk about Stafford, and I'm like, well, I mean, y'all giving more attention to Stafford than y'all are to the Lions. I mean,
Yeah, it's toxic.
is it the pick or is it just a session at that point?
Hey man, I just want to see. I honestly wanted to see the Rams lose, honestly, but I'm a Stafford guy. Like I'm not gonna hold back and pretend I don't like him. Like
Also, I don't care about that pick. I always say you
people
should wait
ask
for
me
the
like
Panthers
why,
pick.
like people ask me like why are you still talking about Stafford for? I'm like, oh man, the guy was here for 12 years. It's hard for me personally just to let go. It really is. Like like I'll be honest with you, man. Like I'm not a Rams fan. I'm just happy for him. I'm happy
Yeah,
for him, and I'm pissed off at the same time at our organization because
yeah.
we couldn't
And
do it for him. We
about the
couldn't
pick argument. Well, we
prove
could
it.
have had an eighth overall pick. We could have had the eighth overall pick this year, and we wouldn't have to worry about any future pick. So if they didn't want to wear, if they didn't want me to root for the Rams, they should have took the Panthers pick this year, but they didn't. So
Yeah,
now,
woulda, shoulda,
uh,
coulda, right?
yeah.
Woulda,
And you could
shoulda,
have traded
coulda.
back with that pick too. The trade back potential with
I
that pick
know, man.
was
We could have done lots of things
crazy.
with it. We could have done lots of things. Patty Grimes asked.
You could have had the Bears first.
Yeah, yeah, man, that's true. And Patty Grimes asking us, you guys don't want him to succeed just to prove he's not the guy. You don't want him to succeed. No, I already know what type of quarterback he is. I already knew he
Yeah,
was good. If anybody went into 2000, if any Lions fan went into 2021 thinking the Rams are going to be a bad football team, then that's your fault. That is on you because there's no way in the world I thought the Rams are going to be good. And it's not just because Matt Stafford's coming to save the day. They're just a
great team.
good. It's just a good organization.
Yeah,
It's just a
I
good
know a
team.
lot of people tried to doubt Sean McVay, and I would like to tell you to look around the playoffs. You know who the Bengals head coach is? The guy who was really known for being Sean McVay's best friend. You know who the Green Bay Packers head coach is?
Yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah.
where the defensive coordinator came from? The Rams. Who's
True.
apparently he's getting. Well, I heard he's supposed to be getting head coach talk. You know where he came from? The Rams. Look at the
Yeah,
Rams coaching tree. You can hate Sean McVay, but you can't hate that he's a good coach. Can't deny it. He's a great coach.
he's a great coach. He's a great coach, man. He's made. He's. Everyone talks about how arrogant and how he's set in his ways, but hey, it's whatever he's doing is working, man.
It's working.
They've had some struggles like every other team does, but
Seems like his players love him.
that's a tough team, man. That is a good football team, and they've built themselves to be a team that can make some noise, man. Von Miller, man, he had a really nice game yesterday. Kind of came out of nowhere. He wasn't really doing much. Odell played really good. Got the first touchdown. Even threw a 40-yard pass, which was crazy. They they have, I think, the moxie to make some noise. Now, at this point, I don't care about the pick anymore. I don't even care. Like I said,
I'm excited the pick is not going to be good.
well, like I said 2 minutes ago, I thought we were getting. I think you can even backtrack of what we said months and months ago. I thought we were going to pick around 25, but that's what I said. And right now we're at 28. And it could be worse. It could get worse. It could be it could go all the way to 30, 31. It could go to the 28, 29. Who knows, man? You know what I mean? But right now, if anybody's out there and they're a Lions fan and they're shocked that we're picking this early, late, that's your fault, man. That's your fault, not mine. The Rams were a good football team. You know, at the time, I thought Brad Holmes was making a good deal. You know, Tone was talking about the Carolina deal, which was great too.
I'm still on that deal.
But they were catering to Stafford at the time, which probably they shouldn't have been doing. They probably shouldn't have been doing.
I said it. I love Stafford, but man, you going to Carolina? I'm sorry to tell you.
You going to Carolina?
The 8th overall pick. Good luck in Carolina. I mean, I was gonna say they have a good head coach, but no, they don't got a good head coach. I'm sorry, Stafford. It's the best for our organization.
What's going on, Side Gray? How you doing, brother? How you doing, man?
The goal line's like, yeah, they let LaFleur, McVay, and Shanahan out of town. That is crazy.
That is nuts, man. I always forget that LaFleur was a Washington guy. Oh, I always forget that, man. I always forget that. That's nuts, man. There's some good coaches over there. Unbelievable that they couldn't get it. Unbelievable that they could not get it right with those coaches. Wow. What's Rob Swiss?
Maybe we should get one of them guys. One of them, the guys from that coaching tree.
I know. Yeah, that's true, man. That's true. We couldn't get one of those dudes. Nah, it just goes to show you. Just goes to show you, man. We just don't. We don't have the luck, man. Sometimes we just don't have, or the luck. We don't have the moxie to bring guys over, man. So hopefully we get a little better in that department, and we get our scouting and our hiring process is a little bit better. But we got Dan Campbell right now. We'll see what happens with that, man. The jury's still out on the big fella, so we'll see. Stafford had a no trade clause. I don't know if he had a no trade clause, but
I remember that.
I thought I didn't think he had a no trade clause. I could be wrong, but I thought he just said that he picked a few teams that he was hoping.
The Lions wanted to do good by him.
Yeah, I don't know if he had a list. I don't think he necessarily had a list. I could be wrong, though, Rob. I could be wrong, but I thought it was the organization, Brad Holmes doing a good for Stafford and saying, okay, we'll help you out, man. We'll get you to where you want to go. And I think the only teams were I don't know. I think it was San Fran, LA, and I don't know if there was any really other teams. Do you remember if there are any other teams
that he wanted to go to?
Yeah. Do you remember that?
I can't remember another team.
I only think there was a few. There was only a few teams. So, and obviously, they made the deal with the LA Rams. And
maybe Denver. But...
yeah, maybe Denver. I thought Denver was in on that too, right? So, but yeah, I went way over of what I wanted to do. I'm going to have to go. Tone, you got any parting words for everybody?
It was great coming on here with you guys. I still hate that trade.
Yeah.
Sounds like it was a monster.
Yeah.
Evan Neal's the best offensive tackle to come out ever, and we should take it. Also, you don't need no Kayvon Thibodeau. Don't need him. Look at you, Will Anderson.
Will Anderson's the man. Will Anderson's the man. But thanks, Tone. Thanks everybody in the chat, man. I appreciate it. We're gonna have a video coming out. I was gonna drop it tonight, but I think I'm gonna wait until tomorrow to drop it now. But thanks for listening in, man, and stay tuned next Tuesday, man. We'll have another show, and we're out, man. Thanks, guys. Peace.